Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Let's see. Woo, that's loud. Louder than I imagined. Okay, let's see. What do these tea leaves have to say? All right. So our card for today, actually, it's the middle of the day. It's like 1 o'clock. It is the Five of Swords, which has to do with defeat, but not necessarily a bad thing, right? This is where we recognize our limits, where there can be an ending to conflict, right? Maybe this isn't like, it doesn't end up in your favor, but kind of maybe it does. Because then the thing is over, okay? There's a sense of walking away as well, which I'm going to twirl this thing around like I do, but I want to look at this really quick. We have a boat, okay, with the sail. The sail is in the wind and we have a bird flying right above it. Moving on, okay, right in the middle, big energy. Yeah, so I don't know about you, but the first thing that came to mind, or usually does when I get this card, is I think about, I was a kid that I won't say hated, but I did not like team sports growing up. Okay, I just didn't, mostly because I had glasses. I would get hit in the face by the ball or whatever, playing basketball, football, you know what, I wasn't this is very athletic, you know, so whatever, but I didn't mind when I got out, you know, like what's the one where you throw the ball, dodgeball, I guess. I didn't mind getting out. I liked being defeated because then it meant I could go sit with my friends or whatever. So that's what I think about often with this card is, yeah, it's going to be some kind of letdown. Sure. Sometimes little, sometimes bigger things. But ultimately, getting on with it all. Right? Getting past the situation that, you know, for lack of a better word, sucks. It just is not, you know, not where you want to be. So let's twirl this a little bit and see what else we have going on. And I know you all, Scorpio, are a little more competitive, I think, than maybe most. Not so much as like an Aries or a Leo, though. I wouldn't say that, but I don't know. I think within your own chosen life stuff, right? Whatever. What came to mind is like subculture. Or friends group, career path, or whatever you're in, whatever you are passionate about, it does matter to you about being knowledgeable, being maybe pretty precise with like the details of things, how like aesthetically maybe, or, you know, just getting everything kind of organized in such a way, an atmosphere, a vibe, getting all of the facts right. It really will bother you till the end if there's something that is wrong, right? So let's see. We have a person standing here, and it looks like they're holding like a really long, it looks like a flag or a flower. I kind of think it looks like a flower. And let's see, what is this one doing over here? Yeah, so I feel like there's really a sense of just not really interested in sticking around to see how things work out. Okay. I think that, things are not always going to go your way. You know this. And as you move on, there are lingering feelings. I know that we've done few readings in the last few months about you having some maybe big life changes, trying to figure out how to get things set up in a way that you are happy with. I see over here we have a bird who is in a nest. So I think there is still a sense of nesting, really getting everything particular to your preferences, getting things kind of in a forward movement, functional, streamlined, all of that. But I do think on this path, there's been a lot of growth. I feel like there's been some days that have been really difficult. Even a sense of like really deeply grieving. But I think it's also pushed you into places that maybe you wouldn't have chosen to go. And within that, you've learned some things about yourself. You've learned some things about other people around you. I even feel like you've maybe made a friendship or two, a fondness. Okay. And while that doesn't fix everything, it makes it a little sweeter. I do feel like there is a deep sense of, alienation, but I think that is something that has been going on maybe even from the start, right? From childhood. And I say this with the most loving way I can, because I wouldn't say this if I didn't know exactly what it feels like. And really I identify with this myself. But almost making that alienation a part of your personality. Not that there's an antisocial tendency, but maybe more of an asocial. And the difference there is that you don't actively go against society or other people, okay? But you don't necessarily have the want, or maybe it's ability, to really relate in a way that is comfortable. And I think this is, people who have anxiety disorder. I'm diagnosed with both social anxiety and general anxiety. So if you can imagine, even with my calm voice that I have on here, there are plenty of times throughout my day, every day, where I'm having just absolute anxious, thankfully not a lot of panic attacks anymore, but very anxious about things. On top of that, I also have ADHD and PTSD, so it's kind of sometimes it's just everything is on 10 in my mind. And when it has to do with being around new people, going into a new work environment, a big thing I've had to do a lot lately is stuff with my kid. She's in classes and, at the park, meeting a lot of people from different walks of life outside of like my chosen, subcultures or friends group or whatever. It's been hard. That's hard. Any of those kinds of situations where we're like, we have to go into it, not having really any relationships with other people, or only a few with other people, nerve-wracking. So I feel like, this is something that is a little bit of a common theme throughout your life. I feel we've talked also about you have had different lives throughout this, incarnation. Okay. You have probably lived in different areas, maybe had different careers altogether, been into different things completely, maybe had a whole different friends groups, maybe you've had, to leave your family and kind of create your own family, but distinct differences in eras of your life. Okay. So, I think that adds to this, but I also think it makes you quite an explorer. You're brave. I know you are. Sometimes, though, it doesn't feel like it. I know. It can feel very overwhelming to begin again, or even after you've begun, you're settled to some degree. You're changing little things, fixing, little aspects of your existence, tinkering with it all. And that can feel, unsettled, a sense of being out at sea, right? But I implore you to look at the beautiful gains that you've made. Now I see we have this arrow right here, and up here I see we have, it looks like a lobster to me. And I feel like through all of this, you have a tough exterior, but you are such a softie. That's the thing about Scorpios that I love a lot. Is once you really get in there with a Scorpio, such a soft person, such a loving person. Will they always remain open to, or will you, I'm talking as a Virgo, I'm talking to you. Maybe not. Maybe in like 3 days, you'll act like you barely know me, right? That's okay though, because I understand that too. I get it. But those moments that you connect with people, you have a powerful presence, a lasting influence on others. You are not invisible. You're not difficult. You might be hard for some people to understand, and there might be some consistency issues, right? But you are very lovable. I think once you get through those first layers, when you really get in with the Scorpio, oh my goodness, that's like a ride or die, right? So I think you just really need to continue to be proactive about the things you're doing, being confident with yourselves where you can. I think that you really, as cheesy as this sounds, okay, because I'm really, I struggle with like my physical form, right? My body image. And I wouldn't say necessarily I'm like part of like the body positivity movement. Like I've said I'm just not a belonger to anything, but I believe in body positivity for all people everywhere, right? And I really do sometimes go through those periods of time where I have to stand at the mirror and say nice things to myself. I do. I have to. Even when I really don't want to. And maybe yours isn't about your physical form, but I want you to say some nice things to yourself every day. At least 5 things. Congratulate yourself. Recognize yourself. Say it out loud. I want you to look yourself in the eye and say it out loud. I'm very creative. I am talented. I am a good friend. I'm very funny. I have impeccable taste. I like cool things. Whatever it is, superficial, deep, whatever. It doesn't matter. Keep doing it though. Find different things if you can. If it's the same 5 things over and over, that's okay. But please do it, at least for a week. 5 things a day. Okay? And then here we have a person who looks like, let's get this out here, who looks like they are working on, and I think it looks like they're working in a garden, but everything I see, I'm like, oh, that's a garden. And, oh, actually, this one's cool too. It looks like somebody doing like a yoga pose here, or kicking. So, let's look at this. Doing something you love. Of course, it doesn't have to be gardening, but do something that you enjoy doing. Playing guitar. Sewing, driving, throwing things away. I don't know. Decluttering, cleaning, whatever. And then it looks like we have definitely some intentional movement. And we have a little smiley face right there. Okay? Intentional movement. All right. And I feel like we really just have and it keeps moving. We're having different faces here, kind of move around. They're making different faces at me. And I feel like it really is just kind of this sense of shifting emotions right now. That guy looks a little bit worried maybe. But I think that, and here we have a person kind of looking up, right? Looking up at it. Noticing how you're feeling. Okay? Listening to yourself. Being present with yourself. And accepting how you feel in that moment. You don't have to come down on yourself about it. Just, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now. I notice that. I feel like I really don't want to talk to anybody today. Whatever it is. I feel like, whatever. I'm excited to go to work on Monday. I don't know. Maybe that's a little far-fetched. But, whatever it is. Let yourself feel what you feel. Just notice it. Let it pass. Okay. So we have the gratitude. A little deck of appreciation. And just going to go ahead and I just did this one. You know what? I'm doing a different one. I am. I'm sorry. I'm overriding this one. I just did that one like yesterday. Okay, we're doing this one. I like it. It's lunar and solar. There's solar. But we also, it's the same motif with the horns, or the antlers, I mean. Okay, give compliments. It reminds people of their sacredness. There you go. See, we had to switch because We were just talking about you complimenting yourself. But you can go out and compliment some other people too. Maybe you should just be doing compliments to, like, not every single person. But you know what? Let's make this a week of compliments. I'm going to do it. I'm going to compliment at least one other person and myself. Okay? 5 times for myself. No, not 5 times for another person. That would be, I mean, maybe too much. But I will compliment a different person every day for a week. That I'm going to promise myself and to you. All right. I'm going to thank you so much for spending this time with me today, Scorpio. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm decides everything about everything about everything. And so we like to make it happy by giving it the engagement that it wants. Those are things like liking the video, watching the readings from the beginning to the end, sharing them on other social media platforms, and if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell when you do, and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, I read all of them. I appreciate all of them. They're really the thing that keeps me wanting to do these readings, because I love hearing from you, hearing what's going on in your life. What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? What kinds of energies are flowing through? And it is officially autumn/spring, depending on where you're at. It is the equinox today. And hopefully everybody is celebrating. This will be coming out on Sunday, so it'll be one day after. But maybe you are still celebrating, and that would be wonderful. But, you know, I would like to hear are there any special things that you do for the equinox or when the solstice comes around in summer, winter? Do you have any of your own special traditions? You know, and what are your hopes for this next season? That's something else I'm really interested in. What is everybody hoping to experience? What kinds of, goals do we have? Little aspirations. For myself, it's really just continuing to be with the family, being present, taking more time for myself, which I have been really actively doing, with the huge support of my husband. I mean, he is so amazing. Just really reminding me, you got to take some time where you can. And on the flip side of that, I'm saying the same thing to him, go take a nap, go take a walk, whatever it is, and I feel lucky that I have a partner that we both are doing the same kind of work, and trying to figure it all out. But yeah, that's my thing, is just, deeper family connection, and working on the channel here, furthering my studies, and making some sacred objects. This time of year is the best because I'm cutting back the gardens. There's all kinds of things being dried, processed for, to be canned and stored, and it's beautiful, beautiful time. And soon it will be snowing. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. I appreciate you so much. And yes, happy equinox, spring, fall, wherever you are. I love you, and we will talk very soon, just a few days. Bye-bye, Scorpio.